Hey, Jeffrey Pepper Rogers here for acoustic guitar with the last installment in a series on chord embellishment basics. In this lesson, we are going to talk about how to combine melody with chords in your accompaniment, as I just did in that little example inspired by Here Comes the Sun. Playing melody and chords together sounds like it would be a tricky undertaking, but it really doesn't have to be. When you are playing accompaniment, you have melody notes literally at your fingertips in and around the chord shapes. You just need to find those notes and spotlight them. So that's what we'll be doing in this lesson, playing some examples based on classic songs. One fundamental technique for playing melody with chords traces back to Maybelle Carter and her pioneering guitar work with the Carter family. In many songs, she picked melodies on the bass strings and strummed chords on the trebles, which is a great way to create an intro or an instrumental break. So here's an example from the traditional song John Hardy. And I'm going to play this in G. So G, C, D are our three chords. You could put a capo at the 4th fret if you want to match the Carter's key. So Maybelle played primarily with a thumb pick and finger picks, picking bass notes with the thumb and frailing the treble strings with the fingers. But so you can emulate that style if you want, with or without finger picks and thumb pick, or as I do, just use a flat pick for everything. In this example, we are going to play the melody on the bottom 3 strings while filling in with light strums on the back beats, meaning beats 2 and 4 on the top strings. And mostly staying planted in the open chord shapes. Just move your fingers out of the shapes when you need to access a melody note. So for instance, when we're playing a C, we're going to need this F melody note on that C chord. So to get that, I'm going to just move my ring finger away from its usual spot there on the 5th string and move it over to the 4th string to grab that melody note. The one exception here for holding down the shapes is on the D chord. We're not actually going to hold down a D chord at all. We're just playing a melody that will suggest the D chord, but we're not actually strumming it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's look at a few more examples that use Carter-style picking. So here's one based on Woody Guthrie's Pastures of Plenty as played by Ramblin' Jack Elliott. And in this one, we're going to be toggling between a C and an A minor shape. If you want to match Ramblin' Jack's recordings, you could add a capo on the 3rd fret, but I'm going to play it open here. So once again, the melody is down on the low strings, on the bass strings, and adding strums on the high strings. So we've got some 8th note strums here, which would be down, up, like that. So I'm going to start off holding that C shape, even though I'm coming in with a single note melody at first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Let me do that a little faster too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now let's move to the key of D minor to play the ever-popular Appalachian folk song Shady Grove in the style of Doc Watson. So the melody is pitched higher here than in the previous examples. It falls on strings 2 to 5, but the basic approach is the same. Melody down below, chords up higher. So this example includes the F chord, the dreaded F, but you don't have to hold down a full F bar chord. You can just fret the top 3 strings with little index bar on strings 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that one a little faster too. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the rest of these examples, we're going to switch to playing the melody on top and supporting it with lower chords and bass notes. Here's an example that is based on Guy Clark's LA Freeway. And now I've got a capo on the 2nd fret. I'm going to use G shapes and finger pick this one. So in this song, the guitar lays out the melody in the intro and through much of the song doubles the vocal. So again, playing this one finger style, so I'm playing the bass notes with my thumb and the upper notes with my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. This next example is based on California Stars, the Wilco setting of Woody Guthrie lyrics that has become a modern campfire classic. Once again, capo 2nd fret, this one using G shapes. And Jeff Tweedy of Wilco uses a little bit of chord melody in his rhythm part on the C and the D chords. So I'm playing off of that and added a little melodic phrase over the G chord as well. The chord melody bits on D and C require moving a little further from the standard open chord fingerings. And on these chords, the melody is actually in the middle rather than on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. For our last example, let's take a closer look at Here Comes the Sun. So this is based on the intro, capo at the 7th fret, and up here the melody sits really nicely atop D, G, and A7 chord shapes with just a few modifications to the shapes to reach melody notes that are not in the chords. Throughout this example, let the bass notes and open strings ring as you articulate the melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've come a long way from where we started in this series, playing boom chick patterns, to arrive at playing full melodic phrases while keeping the rhythm going. Yet the basic ingredients we're using are not complicated. We've just been playing notes in or close to the open chord shapes, articulating them and combining them in different ways. Much of what we've covered actually involves thinning out what you play to highlight more individual notes and pieces of chords. So try out all these types of embellishments in other songs that you play. Think of them as colors you can add to brighten up your accompaniment and make the song shine. So I hope you've picked up some ideas from all these lessons that you can use in your repertoire. Thanks a lot for watching. Once again, for Acoustic Guitar, I'm Jeffrey Pepper Rogers.